Good evening, all of you. Welcome to Ashok IT. So today we are here to discuss about DevOps with AWS. In the last session, we discussed about what is DevOps. What is DevOps? Can anyone tell me what is DevOps? DevOps is a culture which is used to deliver the projects to the client quickly. DevOps is a culture. DevOps is a culture which is used to deliver the projects to the client quickly. Deliver the projects to the client quickly. Now, DevOps is also called as set of practices. DevOps means set of practices. Set of practices. Using DevOps, we can reduce the time of software development life cycle. We can reduce the time of software development life cycle. DevOps means the collaboration of development and operations. DevOps means the collaboration between development and operations. Development and operations. So if we see the full form for the DevOps is equal to development plus operations only. Development plus operations only is called as DevOps. Okay, that we discussed in the last session. DevOps is a culture which is used to deliver the projects to the client quickly. DevOps means set of practices. DevOps is not a technology, guys. DevOps is a process. DevOps is a process. In our company, development teams will be available and operations teams will be available. Developers are going to write the code for the project which are given by client requirements. Whatever the requirements given by the client, for those requirements, developers are going to write the code. And once the coding is completed, operational team will be available. Operations team will be available. Operations team is responsible to deliver the project to the client. Development team is responsible to write the code as per client requirements. As per client requirements. Once the development completed, operations team is responsible to deploy the project and deliver to the client. Once development is completed, then operations team is responsible to deploy and deliver that project to the client. To make sure development team and operations team works collaboratively, we are going to use DevOps. By using DevOps process, development team and operations team will work together. To make sure project is getting delivered to the client. Delivered to client within given estimations. Within given estimated time. So client is asking us to deliver a project. So project is developing by somebody and delivering by somebody. So there should be some collaboration between development team and operations team. Then only we can deliver the project to the client successfully. So to make sure our project is getting delivered to the client successfully, we are going to use this DevOps culture. Now tell me, in order to learn the DevOps, do you really need to be a programmer? Do you really need to be a programmer to learn the DevOps? No. For the programming, separate team will be available. Development team will be available for the development of the application. After the development, operations will be available. Operations nothing but building the project, deploying the project, deliver the project to the client. So two teams are going to work in the company to deliver that. Development team, operations team. DevOps is a process which will make sure development team and operations team working together. Are you getting my point? DevOps is going to make sure development team and operations teams are going to work together. If a development team and operations teams works together, then what is the advantage, guys? If development team and operations teams works together, then what is the advantage? What is the advantage we are going to get? What is the advantage we are going to get? If the development team and operations teams works together, then we can release the project to the client quickly. Now you see here, development team will be available to develop the code based on the client given requirements. Are you able to see my paint? Are you able to see my paint now? Guys, come on. Are you able to see my paint? Yes. Here, development team is available. So those people are going to write the code as per the client given requirements. As per the client given requirements. And the operations team will be available. Those team members are responsible to set up the infrastructure to release the project. So developers are working, operations teams are working. So here, DevOps is going to collaborate the development team work and operations team work. DevOps is a culture. Using this DevOps, quick releases to the client. Immediately, we can release the project early. Early releases are possible by using this DevOps. Now, in the DevOps, we are going to use several tools like Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, SonarQube, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform. Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, SonarQube, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform. By using these tools, we are going to automate application delivery process. Those tools are called as DevOps tools. Using these tools, we are going to set up the DevOps practices in our application. So for our application, we are going to set up the DevOps practices. For our application, we are going to set up the DevOps practices. What is the meaning of setting up the DevOps practices? Development team, operations team will work collaboratively by using this DevOps process. Then we can release the project to the client quickly. Okay, that is what we discussed in the last session. Fine, guys. Now let's move on. Next one. So here we need to understand what is cloud computing. So new topic for today. What is cloud computing? Because we are going to use AWS cloud. We understood what is DevOps. Now, why we need to go for cloud computing? Why we need to go for the cloud computing? What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the process of providing on-demanded IT resources over the internet. Providing on-demand IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. Providing on-demand IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. Now, why we need to go for cloud computing? Let's try to understand. Why we need to go for cloud computing? Let's try to understand. What is cloud computing? Providing on-demand IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. Providing on-demanded IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. Okay. Now, if we want to develop an application, to develop and deliver the application, we need to set up the infrastructure. Okay, right. Cloud, there are several cloud providers are available. There are several cloud providers are available in the market. There are several cloud providers are available in the market to provide resources over internet. Resources over internet. What is the meaning of resources? Resources can be computing. Resources means computing, network, power, security, storage, servers, load balancers, etc. Now, if you want security for your application, and if you want computing for your application, if you want a server for your application, if you want a storage for your application, if you want a network, everything you can get from the internet, that is called cloud computing. Providing on-demanded IT resources, over the internet is called as cloud computing. There are several cloud providers are available in the market to provide resources over the internet. There are several cloud providers are available in the market to provide resources over the internet. Who are the cloud providers available in the market? Resources means computing, network, power, security, storage, servers, etc. If we want to deliver one project to the client, if we want to deliver one project to client, we need to set up infrastructure. We need to set up infrastructure. What is the meaning of setting up the infrastructure? Purchase the computers. What we need to do, guys, to deliver a project to the client? We need to purchase computers, purchase servers to run our application, purchase computers. We need to purchase the computers, purchase operating systems, or free operating systems are available, no problem. Purchase computers, purchase servers to run our application, set up a room to run our servers, set up network for our servers, set up power backup, to run our servers 24/7. The next one, set up AC for server room, purchase database for our application, and take administrators to configure everything. Take a security guard to protect our room. To protect our server room. Now, if you want to develop a project, if you want to develop and deliver a project, then you need to do all these things. Guys, we need to purchase the computers to run our application. We need a computer to run our application. Purchase the computers. Now, once you purchase the computers, you need to install the servers in that computer, because if you want to run a Java application, some server is required. If you want to run a .NET application, some server is required. If you want to run a Python application, some server is required. Okay, so for every application, we need to have a server. We need to purchase the servers to run our application. Now, I have purchased a computer, I have purchased computers, and I have purchased servers also. Then what we need to do? We need to take one room for rent. Can you keep the servers in your house? No. We need to have a separate office where we can keep our computers to run our applications. Set up a room to run our servers. This is called as server room. Now, you have purchased computers, you have purchased servers. Then you need to set up internet for all our computers. Set up network for our computers. Your computers should have a network. Then only you can run your application in the computer. Set up a network for our computers. Set up power. We need to have a power to run our computer. Can you rely on the normal power, or you need to have a power backup also? If we have a power cut, can you say to your client, today there is no power, your application will not work? Can you say to the client that today power cut in Hyderabad, so that your application will not work today? Can you say that to the client? Will client accept it? Client will not accept that. So that's why always we need to have a backup of the power, like some generator, some UPS, like that you need to set up for our server room. Even though power is not available, we should be able to run our servers. So for that, we need to have a power backup to run our servers 24/7. Now, servers are there in a room. So there are 20 computers are there. 20 computers are running in my room. So there may be some heat will be generated with our computers to make sure our systems are running cool. We need to set up central AC for our server room. AC is required so that our systems will be cool. Systems will not get overheat. To avoid the overheat in the server room, we need to set up some air conditioners in our room. And our application need to talk to the database. So purchase the database server for our application. Now I have purchased a computer. I have purchased several computers. I purchased servers. I have taken a server room for rent. I have taken an internet connection. I have taken power. I have taken power backup. I have taken AC room, and I have purchased a database server. Do you think that I can manage everything? I can configure everything required for my project? No. We need a server administrator. We need a network administrator. We need database administrator. Even though after purchasing all these softwares and the infrastructure, I need to take the employees who can manage everything. Are you able to follow this? After purchasing the computers, servers, database, power backup, ACs, everything, we need to recruit the administrators to manage all these things. I need to pay the salary for those employees. Along with this, I need to take a security guard to protect. Our server room. Security guard should be available so that everybody cannot go into the server room. We should not allow everybody to go into that server room. So there should be security guard 24/7 to protect our server room. All these things you have to manage if you want to deliver one project to the client. Guys, now tell me, is it easy to manage everything? These are 10 steps. These 10 steps are easy for you to deliver a project to the client. They are costly. It is a costly operation. You need to spend a lot of money to purchase the softwares which are required for you. You need to spend a lot of money to purchase all the computers, servers, database, network, power, ACs, database, administrator, security guard. For everything, for all the 10 steps, you have to invest the money. To purchase the computers, you need to spend money. To purchase the servers, you need to spend the money. To set up your room, you need to take a room for rent. 1 year advance, 2 year advance, you have to pay for the room rent. And you need to take an internet connection. High-speed internet is required. You have to pay the money. You have to set up the power. Power connections are required. You need to pay the money. Set up a power connection. Set up a power backup to run our servers 24/7. To take the backup, again you have to purchase the generators or UPS. Inverters you have to purchase. Set up the power backup. Set up AC for servers. AC for server room. You need to purchase the AC. Purchase the database server for our application. Database license you have to pay. You need to recruit administrators to configure everything. You have to pay the money for them. Then take a security guard to protect our server room. For security guard also we have to pay the money. All the above things are requiring money. Now, if you want to deliver a project to the client, after the project development is completed, you have to maintain this infrastructure. Then only you can run the project and you can deliver the project to the client. Setting up the infrastructure is costly and a time-taking process. Setting up application infrastructure is costly operation and time-taking process. We have to purchase everything and we have to configure everything on our own. Then only our application will run. We have to purchase everything. We have to spend the money and we have to configure everything. We need to recruit the people. We have to manage everything. We have to spend the money. So setting up application infrastructure is a costly operation and a time-taking process. Are you guys able to follow this? Now let's take a simple example. In your house, there is a function. You need a stage for the function. You need some chairs for the function. You need some tables for the function. You need some decoration for the stage. And you need some Food also, for the guests, lunch or dinner you are arranging. To cook the food, you need some groceries and you need some kitchen material also. For the function, you need 500 chairs and you need 100 tables. Are you going to purchase the tables and chairs for the function, or you will take them for rent? If there is a function in your house, are you going to purchase the chairs and tables for the function? Purchase the chairs and tables for the function? You will take it for rent. That means you are going to take 500 chairs, 100 tables for 2 days rent. 2 days rent. You use that furniture for 2 days. You will pay the rent and you will return the furniture to the owner. Why are you going to take the infrastructure for rent? Why are you not purchasing the tables and chairs? 500 chairs and 200 tables. Why are you not purchasing? Costly. And I need only for 2 days. If I need the chairs and tables for only 2 days, do I really need to purchase them? It is my temporary purpose. I want to use the chairs and tables for only 2 days. So that's why we are going to take the chairs and tables for the rent. Similarly, here we are developing this project. We are delivering the project to the client. Can you say that lifelong client will be with us only? Lifelong, are you going to maintain the same client? Do you think that client will be with you for next 100 years also? There is no guarantee. So when there is no guarantee for your business, then why you need to purchase everything? Can you go and take all these things for rent? Can you take all these things for rent, guys? Can I take a computer for rent? Can I take a server for rent? Can I take a network for rent? Can I take ACs for rent? Can I take database for rent? Can I take administrators on temporary basis? Can I take security guard? That's what. If you want to develop the application, you no need to purchase everything. You no need to manage everything. There are some people who will provide everything for you on a rental basis. Do you want 100 computers? Okay, I will give you 100 computers for rent. Do you want 10 servers? I will give you servers for rent. Do you want a power? Do you want a network? Do you want storage? Do you want security? Do you want a database? Whatever you want for your application, I will give you for rent. That's where cloud computing came into picture. The process of taking infrastructure for the rent is called as cloud computing. So that is what the definition I have given. What is cloud computing? Providing on-demanded IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. IT resources nothing but computers, servers, database, network, power, storage, security. All these things comes under IT resources. IT resources means computing, network, power, security, storage, servers. All these things comes under IT resources only. Providing on-demanded IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. There are several cloud providers are available in the market to provide the resources over the internet, like AWS, Azure, GCP, Salesforce. Like that, there are several cloud providers are available in the market. What is the business of this AWS? AWS is going to provide you the infrastructure for rent. Computers, servers, database, network, security, power, database admin, everything, all these things. Whatever the infrastructure you need for your application, you can take those things from AWS for the rent. Now, setting up application infrastructure is a costly operation and time-taking process. Cloud providers are available in the market. Cloud providers are available in the market. To provide infrastructure for rent. What is the business of the cloud providers? Cloud providers are available in the market to provide infrastructure for rent. cloud providers are available in the market to provide infrastructure for rent on pay-as-you-go model. Pay-as-you-go model. That means pay for use. Pay-as-you-go. Pay-as-you-go model. That means you use the services and you pay the money for your usage. Use the services. Note, use services and pay the money for usage. That is called pay-as-you-go model. Example, our credit cards. Example, credit cards, postpaid bills, etc. Now, what is happening? Bank is providing a credit card. You use the credit card for your requirement. At the month end, you pay the bill. Similarly, postpaid bills are available. They will give you SIM card on the postpaid model. You use it for calls and for data, for internet. At the month end, how much you use, that much you have to pay. So similarly, cloud providers are available in the market. Who are the cloud providers available in the market? AWS is one cloud provider. Azure is one cloud provider. GCP is one cloud provider. Salesforce is one cloud provider. There are several cloud providers are available. Now tell me why we are going for this cloud computing. Providing on-demanded IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. There are several cloud providers are available in the market to provide the resources over the internet. There are several cloud providers are available in the market to provide resources over the internet, like AWS, Azure, GCP, Salesforce. Now, what these providers are going to do? They are going to provide the computing, computers, network, power, security, storage, servers. Whatever the infrastructure you need for your application, you no need to purchase, guys. Whatever the infrastructure, nothing but servers, computers, database, network, power, ACs, all these things comes under infrastructure only. Now, we are developing a project. After project is developed, we need to deliver that project to the client. After developing the project, we need to deliver the project to the client. If you want to deliver one project to the client, we need to set up infrastructure like below. Purchasing the computers, purchasing the servers, set up a room to run our servers, set up the network for our computers, set up the power connection for our computers, set up power backup to run our computers 24/7, set up power backup to run our computers 24/7. That means every day, every hour, our server should be up and running. Set up AC for our server room, air conditioner for our server rooms, and purchase the database server for our application. Recruit administrators to configure everything required for application run. Recruit administrators to configure everything required for our application run. Take security guard to protect our server room. Now, if you want to manage all these things, you have to pay a lot of money. You have to invest a lot of time. If you want to manage all these things, you have to pay money and you have to spend a lot of time. Setting up application infrastructure is a costly operation and it is time-taking process. So to overcome this problem, instead of we are purchasing and setting up the infrastructure, we can go for cloud computing. Instead of we are purchasing and setting up infrastructure, we can take the help of cloud providers. Instead of we are purchasing and setting up the infrastructure, we can take the help of cloud providers. Cloud providers are available in the market to provide the infrastructure for rent on pay-as-you-go model. So you understand what is infrastructure. All these things are called as infrastructure setup. Setting up the environment to run our application. The environment which is required to run the application is called as the infrastructure. So purchasing the infrastructure, configuring the infrastructure is time-taking process and it is costly operation. And it is time-taking process. So now, to avoid that cost, we are going to use cloud computing. There are several cloud providers are available in the market to provide the infrastructure for rent on pay-as-you-go model. Use services and pay the money for your usage, like a credit card bill and postpaid bills. Simple example. When we have function in our house, we are not going to purchase chairs and tables. We are not going to purchase chairs and tables. We will take them for rent and will use for our function. After the function, we will return to the owner and will pay rent amount for usage. You got it? When we have function in our house, we are not going to purchase chairs and tables. We will take them for rent and we will use for our function. That's it. After the function, we will return that material. We will return that material to the owner and will pay rent amount for usage. Similarly, whatever the infrastructure required for our application, we can take for rent instead of purchasing. Similarly, whatever the infrastructure, nothing but machines, servers, network, power, everything. Machines, servers, network, power, storage required for our application, we can take for rent instead of purchasing. We need to pay how much we use, that much we need to pay for them. How much we use, we need to pay for them. That is called pay as you go. That is the concept. How much we use, that much we need to pay. How much we use, that much we need to pay for them. That is called pay as you go model. So all the cloud providers are providing the IT resources over the internet based on a concept called pay as you go model. AWS is one of the cloud provider available in the market. AWS is one of the famous cloud provider available in the market. AWS is one of the famous cloud provider available in the market. So there are several cloud providers are available like Azure, AWS, GCP, and Salesforce. Out of all those, AWS is the market leader. AWS is available in the market from 2006 onwards. AWS available in the market from 2006 onwards. Are you able to understand why we are going for cloud computing? Guys, are you able to understand why we are going for cloud computing now? Did you get the basic clarity? It is just a theoretical session. We are going to understand everything practically in the coming classes. Now, can you tell me why we are going for cloud computing? To take the infrastructure for rent. In simple terminology, why we are going for cloud computing? Instead of I am purchasing the infrastructure, I'm going to take the infrastructure for rent. So if you want to purchase everything, you need to spend a huge amount and you have to spend your time also to set up everything. If you go for cloud computing, plug and play, everything is ready made. Infrastructure is available for you. You just use it and you pay the rent for that. So that's why cloud computing became very popular in the market. Do you think that nowadays companies are interested to do everything manually? No, somebody will manage. We are going to use it and we will pay for that. That's why cloud computing is having lot of demand in the market. The future of the IT industry is completely cloud only, guys. We don't want to purchase everything. We don't want to manage everything on our own, because money waste, time waste. Somebody already having everything ready. Somebody is already maintaining everything which is required for us. You just go and take it and use it. You pay the money for rent. That's it. If you want to purchase, if you want to configure, if you want to maintain, lot of money you have to spend, lot of time you have to spend, lot of headache, lot of pressure will be there. If somebody is maintaining, you just enjoy that. You just use it, pay for money, pay for use. You just pay the money and you use it. So that is the reason nowadays this cloud computing became very popular in the market. In every interview, if you attend the interview as a Java developer, or if you attend the interview as a DevOps engineer, they are going to ask you, do you have knowledge on any cloud computing platforms? Do you know any cloud computing platform? Nowadays, cloud computing became mandatory for everybody. Okay, so here in our course, we are going to understand AWS cloud, guys. Now, first we are going to learn the AWS cloud, then we are going to learn the DevOps practices. By using AWS cloud, we are going to set up the DevOps practices for our application on the Linux machines. So here in our course, as I mentioned, we are going to learn the Linux, we are going to learn shell scripting in that. Then we are going to learn AWS cloud. We are going to learn AWS cloud. After AWS cloud, we are going to learn DevOps tools. Then we are going to implement projects. We are going to implement the projects for everything. Okay. In this order, we are going to understand. We are going to learn the Linux first. Then we will learn the shell scripting. Then we will learn the AWS cloud. 15 plus services we are going to learn. Then we are going to learn the DevOps tools, 10 plus DevOps tools we are going to learn here, and real-time projects also we are going to implement with the DevOps and AWS cloud on the Linux platform. So if you want to become a DevOps engineer, then these things you have to learn. Okay, so today I have given you theoretical overview on what is cloud computing. You can join the class tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to talk more in depth, in detail about the cloud computing. Tomorrow we are going to talk in detail about the cloud computing. Tomorrow also we have a class at 7 p.m. IST. You can join with the same Zoom link, guys. You are going to please join the session tomorrow also. Tomorrow you will get the complete picture on what is cloud computing. Tomorrow you are going to get the complete picture on the cloud computing. Clear, guys? In the tomorrow session, I will give you the complete information about the cloud computing and how to attend the regular classes. So tomorrow also you can join the session with the same Zoom link. Tomorrow 7 p.m. we have a class. Tomorrow we are going to talk some more information related to cloud computing. You are registering in the Zoom now. I will send this class notes to your email. When you are registering in the Zoom, register with valid email ID so that you will get a mail from Ashok IT with the class notes. Okay, I mentioned that this course is going to take 3.5 months time. This course is going to take 3.5 months time. Daily class will be available. Daily class notes will be available from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Class timings I mentioned 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST. Monday to Saturday classes will be available. This course is related to Linux plus AWS plus DevOps plus real-time projects. This is what we are going to learn. The duration of this course, it is going to take 3.5 months time. It is a master program on the DevOps with AWS. Duration 3.5 months. It is online training. And live classes. Online training, live classes will be available. Today class notes I'm going to share these class notes in the email, guys. I'm going to share this class notes in the email. Attend the session tomorrow. Attend tomorrow session with same Zoom link at 7 p.m. IST. Attend a tomorrow session with the same Zoom link at the 7 p.m. IST. I will share the today's class notes in the email for you. email. Today's video also I'm going to provide you in the Telegram. I hope you guys joined in the Telegram channel of Ashok IT. So if you are part of our Telegram channel, you will get the class video also. We are going to upload this class notes and video to our Telegram. I have given the Telegram channel link in the chat box. Please join with us in the Telegram. If you are not able to join with that link, you open your Telegram app and you search for our username. @Ashok IT official is our username. So this is our Telegram username. Telegram username, that is @Ashok IT official. You can join with us in the Telegram for this class notes and for this class video. @Ashok IT official is the Telegram username. You can join with us in the Telegram and you will get the class notes and class video also. Thank you guys. So today we just understood the basics of what is the DevOps. DevOps is a culture which is used to deliver the projects to the client quickly. DevOps means set of practices. DevOps means it is a development plus operations. It is development plus operations. DevOps team is responsible, development team is responsible to write the code and as per the given requirement. Once the development is completed, then operations team is responsible to deploy and deliver the project to the client. By using DevOps process, development team and operations team will work together. Okay, now, okay, we are good with the DevOps. DevOps is a culture which is used to deliver the project to the client. Then what is this cloud computing? Providing on-demand, undemanded IT resources over the internet is called as cloud computing. There are several cloud providers available in the market to provide the resources over the internet. AWS, Azure, GCP, Salesforce, these all are the cloud providers in the market. Now, if you want to run one application, then you need to set up the infrastructure. If you want to set up the infrastructure, you need to purchase the computers. You need to purchase the computers. You need to purchase the servers. You need to take a room. You need to take a network. You need to take a power. You need to take power backup, AC rooms, database servers, administrators, security guard. Then you can set up the infrastructure to run your application. In order to purchase this infrastructure, we have to spend a lot of money. बहुत ज़्यादा money pay करना पड़ेगा. You have to spend a lot of money and you have to configure the things on your own. Now you feel very burdened to set up all these things on your own. You will feel very burdened to set up all these things on your own. So instead of we are setting up all these things, we can take the infrastructure for rent. Instead of setting up all these things, we can take this for rent. Instead of setting up everything on our own, we can take this for rent. Who is providing this infrastructure for rent? Cloud providers are available to provide the infrastructure for rent. Simple generalized example. When there is a function in your house, you will not purchase the chairs and tables. You will take them for rent. You will use it. After the function, you will return. You will pay the money. So similarly, when you want to run the application, you don't need to spend a lot of money to purchase the infrastructure. You can take the infrastructure for the rent. Okay. Now, how much you use, that much you have to pay for them. That is called pay as you go model. So AWS is one of the famous cloud provider available in the market, which will provide infrastructure for rent. Infrastructure for rent. IT infrastructure for rent. Servers, computers, security, storage, power, network, everything they will provide you for rent. Okay. Now, in our course, we are going to learn the Linux first. After the Linux, we will learn the shell scripting. After the shell scripting, we are going to learn the AWS. Then we will learn the DevOps tools. Then we will implement the projects. This is our course agenda. We completed introduction part for the DevOps. Today, I gave you some introduction related to cloud computing. Tomorrow, you will get the complete clarity on what is cloud computing. Now, class timings daily 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST. Monday to Saturday classes will be available. This course is Linux plus, AWS plus, Linux plus, AWS plus, DevOps plus, Linux plus, AWS plus, DevOps plus real-time projects. Duration of the course 3.5 months. Monday to Saturday classes will be available. It is an online training. Live classes will be available. Attend tomorrow session with the same Zoom link at the 7 p.m. IST. And for this today's video and class notes, join with us in the Telegram. This is our Telegram channel name. Go to Telegram app, you search with this and you join in our Telegram. You will get all the details from Ashok IT. Course fees details, backup videos, everything and your doubts I'm going to take in the tomorrow session. Okay, please attend the session tomorrow. You will get complete clarity on the cloud computing and course fees details and all the things. Thanks for joining today. I will see you again in the tomorrow session at the 7 p.m. You use the same Zoom link to join the tomorrow class. Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.